Wise guy.
I'm making sure.
Talker, go home. Welcome in. Nick, Clint, David, and Mark.
Full crew.
Full crew
We're
for
back.
the second time this season,
Yeah,
I think.
right.
I still think
Probably too.
that the subtitle for this season should be the one where nobody was there.
Yeah.
Not everybody was there.
Yeah, just imagine what next. Tony Finau is 11 over.
We were watching the Masters, by the way.
Good.
Wow.
Go ahead, Tony. Do your thing, baby.
Tony Finau. It's that one guy that makes fun of golfers. that acts. Anyway, welcome in. Don't forget
Masters Week.
to subscribe. Yeah, subscribe, follow, tweet, enunciate, everything. Lens Plus, Apple Podcasts, subscribe, Spotify, subscribe, support the show. We do appreciate it. Leave
Couch
a
change.
review.
Couch time.
Leave a review. Y'all want to listen to some of these reviews that we have on our...
Do we have reviews? What,
Oh, we
plural?
have reviews.
Plural?
There
I like
are reviews. Multiple
Multiple?
reviews.
Hey, we like reviews.
We like reviews. Let's read
Multiplications.
some of these reviews real quick.
Is this
Let us-
now? Is this for the show or is this for the bonus?
This is for the show.
Okay.
The
This
show.
is for the show.
You people let us know what you think.
Let's read these reviews.
Let's have a fan vote to see who needs to get kicked off an episode.
It could be like relegation, like
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
soccer.
Yes.
now my thing's not loading. My
Like, this is
phone.
the Premier League right here.
What we're doing is I figured Joe Rogan would be the Premier League.
Well,
we're in like the
In
National
our
League or
world,
something.
in our world, this is Premier League.
This is Premier League in our world.
Premier League of Asheville.
Yeah. Yeah.
Premier League of Asheville. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
It's finally loading.
We're just
Going.
trying to banter while he's pulling something up.
Yeah.
These
Now we've got
comments.
17 5-star reviews. Okay.
How
We need
how do you access the
1,700
reviews?
5-star reviews. People, come on.
Anyway, there are reviews on Spotify. Go review us. There's 17 of them, and we're 5 stars. So
I thought you were going to read one.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to access them. Scotty Scheffler just made a birdie on number 3.
Well,
I can't
Spoiler
figure out
alert.
how to
That's in
access
order.
them. Let's see, Talker. go
all
on.
right.
Yeah.
We
Anyway.
can figure that out as we go.
I want to hear about this graduation story.
Yeah. Start us off.
Do I have to start with mine?
No, you don't
is
have
this a
to.
bonus or is this a regular?
This is a normal episode.
Okay.
Or you need to save it?
I thought you have told this before.
No, I've never heard what happened. I was there.
saw
I remember it very
All right,
well.
we
I
have to
didn't
tell
see it.
it.
I heard it. I was on the field and it happened
I
outside
didn't
the
hear
gate.
or see it. I was there, but I didn't hear or see
And
it.
I think Coach Carter's involved in this too.
And
yeah.
go.
He is.
He's
So,
no, we gonna do it now?
Yeah,
Or it's gonna
yeah,
be a
let's do it,
bonus.
let's do it.
Can you tell the whole thing?
no, I can tell the whole thing.
Okay.
I might need to clean
Just
it up
try
a
to-
little bit.
I
might
yeah.
need to clean it
Just
up.
self-edit
Yeah.
yourself.
It's
Yeah.
Sunday.
So, last year's graduation is first of Maze's career in the high school. So he's got some buddies that are graduating. Played football with and basketball and whatnot. And he gets the bright ideas like, hey, I think it'd be a nice gesture if we do, some graduation gifts. $10, $20, whatever. And I said, okay, bud, we'll do that. So we get graduation cards, put $20 in them, sign them.
He's a good young man.
Yeah, I love the Thompsons. I was like, all right, well, here. So we drive up, and the day of graduation, it's raining. So they've kind of moved graduation around, like the kids are down here getting ready in the gym. We're all up on the football field. It's kind of raining. So, I give the cards to Maze as we get out of the car and said, hey, you might need to find the parents because we might not actually see the kids, especially if it starts raining, like raining, which it kind of actually did it not? If I
Oh yeah, it rained. Yeah.
Just I would say just over a drizzle.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking it's more than a drizzle.
I thought it rained.
In my opinion, it was just over a drizzle. Y'all go ahead.
Well, so we get up and then
I can't figure this out.
I give the cards to Maze as we're getting out, and I said, "Hey man, you need to find these parents." He goes, "Well, I don't know none of the parents. I'm not giving these cards out." I'm like, this was your idea. Like, you wanted to do this for your friends. I can't help it. Your friends aren't here, and you can give it to them directly. But just give it to the parents. We'll help you figure out who the parents are. Just go up and say, "Hey, this is for so and so." Just make sure they get it. Tell them that we're thinking about them. Nothing major. Well, he just starts kind of pitching a fit. Like,
Smart mouthing you.
I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. This was your idea. I'm like, no, this isn't my idea. You're the one that said you wanted to do it. Like, and all you're doing, you're just giving a card and saying thank you or something. Like, it's not that big a deal. Well, then he's like, kept on and on. I was like, look, give out the cards And that's it. Like, don't say anything else about it. So he didn't say anything else about it. So he gives up. He gives out the first card, and then he goes up and he gives out the second card. And I said, hey, there's so-and-so's parents over there. I don't know who these people are. I don't want to do it. And he's like loud at this point.
And people are all around.
And people are all around. And I like...
It's about to go down.
Yeah, like...
What up? All right, set the scene. You're at what point of the ceremony? This is pre-ceremony.
This is all pre-ceremony.
But everybody's still walking in. There's
Everybody's
people,
still walking in. So
how many people are around you?
At that point, 40.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. So we haven't actually walked into the stadium yet.
Oh, we are standing
So
outside.
we're standing outside. And then and
We're
like
just outside the gate.
And I told Maze, I said, all right, I've had enough of this. And he said, well, you're the one. And I placed hands on him. I grabbed him.
As is your right as his father.
Exactly. I grabbed him by the nape of the shirt.
Right
and-
here.
Right there. And I twisted so
Twist
he could,
it so he
so
can't
get away.
Bring it a little closer.
And it's, you know.
Give you better grip.
Yeah, closer, grip,
Yeah.
choking a little bit. Like, hey,
David's enjoying this.
now who's in charge? Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you
don't hear that.
yeah, you've pushed me to this point,
You're right.
and I looked at him and I said, I will end you right here. Like, it is on. I will end you right here. I said, all you have to do is give out some cards. That's all you have to do, and you're making a scene. I said, all you need to do is just do what I ask you to do, and we're good.
I was on the field while all this was going on. And so we heard a commotion.
Yeah,
And I remember you saying, I'm tired of this beepity beep.
yeah.
But see, we didn't
what
know
was
who it
beepity beep?
was, though.
BBDB.
Hold on. Let's clarify.
But see, we
Let's
didn't
clarify
know.
some of the people that were standing around.
Yeah, but see, we didn't know who was doing this, though. Yelling, I didn't know
we'll
it was
get there.
Clint.
Yeah. We'll get
and-
there.
Hold on, let him
We'll
go.
get
Let him
there.
go.
We'll get there. Let me get all the way through. So about this time, like, everybody has stopped, and including people we have already given cards to. They have stopped and like, oh wow, what's going on here? And then from inside the gate, Joe Sweat comes coming down.
Oh, no.
He's like, all right, there's something going on. There's a doings transpiring, and I've got to be in here for this. And out of the
For
back,
context, Joe
Wait up,
Sweat is
so
our
what-
school resource officer.
Yes.
and
After you
sheriff.
said I'm done with this BBD beep, did your son like say anything
tired.
back?
No. He just looked at me like he was going to hit me. And I was like, I wish you would.
Oh.
I looked at it and said, I wish you'd do it. I said, because I'll give you the first one, but that's all you're going to get. And I've got him like this right here, and I was like, I wish you would. I wish you would. Joe Sweat's running. He's like, hey, break it up. And off in the distance, inside the stadium, you hear, that's his kid. That's his kid. And it gets a little louder. No, it's his kid. And I turn and look, and there's Carter running.
Oh, Sean Carter.
That's his kid.
That's his kid.
He's good. That's his kid. And like, I'm just like, I'm seeing red at this point. I'm like, I just wish he'd hit me. I just wish he'd hit me. I just want him to hit me. Please hit me. Give me a reason. And then Carter's like, Clint, take it to the field house.
Yeah.
Take it to the field house. And I took I'm up against the fence at this point. So it's like going
Whoa,
uphill.
you got him up to the fence?
I've got him up against the fence. So
Oh.
it's like uphill, and like he's already taller than I am, but then like he's up on an incline too. So I'm like, I almost feel like, like a superhero. Like I've got the bad guy standing up like this, like evildoers beware.
Except it's your son.
Except it's my kid, and he just happens to be tall and on a higher platform. than I am.
Yeah.
So anyway, I take him and I turn to my left and I throw him.
Oh,
I throw him.
and you have the leverage.
Yes. So I throw him down and said, get your blankety blank in the field house right now. Well, about this time, there was a lady that has seen the whole thing and
God
said,
bless her.
there is no way that a grown adult should put their hands on a kid.
Oh,
And
how
I
about that?
turned back around. I've done pushed Maze this way, and she said what she said, and I done turned back around. Whites in my eyes showing, like, lady, today ain't the day. And Carter goes, Clint, field house. So I walked to the field house, and then, we proceeded to tear some paint off the walls, and everything was fine and dandy afterwards.
Yeah,
But
work it
I
out.
flat out told Maze at that point in there, I said, if I've made you mad enough to hit me, you hit me. But I guarantee you it'll be the last time you ever do, or the only time you'll ever do it.
Well,
It eventually comes to that point.
It
I don't have a
does.
son, but if I did, it would probably come to that point. But I know parents, every one of them has a son. It eventually comes to that point where you're going to have to whip them.
At some point, it
Yeah,
does.
you have to take them out back and whip them.
Exactly.
So, context, it wasn't Joe Sweat that started down the hill.
Oh, was it not?
It was the other guy. It was the other
okay.
SRO who's no longer. I can't remember his.
I don't
name.
know. Sean told me that story right after it happened.
Yeah.
He said, he told me, he told you to go to the field house.
Yeah.
Joe actually was doing
I
something similar.
apologize.
He was doing something similar to what Carter was doing, and Joe was holding the rest of the police back because there were city cops there too.
Oh.
And so Joe was like,
thanks,
don't worry
Joe.
about it. It's his kid.
Oh, thanks, Joe. I'm
So,
sorry. I didn't mean to throw you
yeah.
under the bus. Like, you know how it is. Like when something like that happens, like you just kind of go red,
I
you
have one question.
don't
Yeah.
you don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. Like you pick up bits and pieces. Like Carrie's behind me the whole time. Like Clint, stop! There's people watching. Clint, stop! And I'm like, I don't know what's tapping me right now, but like I just want you to hit me. I want you to hit me like one time so I can hit you back.
God bless him, Lord.
So the superintendent of education was standing maybe 20 feet away and
That
saw
is
the whole
true.
thing. 2 board members, the assistant superintendent, the principal. They were all standing.
We
they were all
probably
witness
should
to
have
this.
saved this
Right
for
there.
our
Yeah,
bonus
they were all
episode.
witness to this. Well, I mean, it happened. It's like it's.
Well,
But
it's
I
life.
think what
Yeah.
you did that night is what the whole country needs right now.
Well, I don't disagree with that because there's a lot. I mean, because like Maze knows like push button. Oh, that don't have a battery. That'd have been great. It's like push button,
Nuclear
push
launch.
button, push button, and then it's like, all right, I've pushed enough. I better back up because Dad's about to lose it. Because I've about lost it on about 3 times ever, and that was one of them. And he pushed me to the brink right then.
So that same lady that said that to you, I wonder if that was the same lady at that Aniana basketball game.
It was not. I know it was not. So
That's funny. All right, I have one question from a big guy's perspective.
okay,
Okay, and you'll get me. How much, with the severity of your discipline
yeah,
in the moment,
yeah,
how much, like as far as levels go, of your pissed off
yeah.
were affected by the heat?
Ooh, it was warm.
Humidity.
It was.
Let me just
it
say
was
humidity.
because it's getting ready
Yeah.
to rain. Yeah.
It was
Okay.
Like, cause as a big guy, like I'm already on edge because I hate humidity.
Well,
I
I've already
hate
had to
heat.
dress up. Like
Right, and you're dressed up.
You know, if
You're
it's
not
if it's
So you
hot
got
and humid,
sweat dripping
exactly
in different little spots that
You
shouldn't
might be onto something here.
I'm telling you, that's what it was. I'm telling you, that's what it
Okay.
was. I bet the levels that you experience, the weather played a part of that.
Yeah, it's like a logarithmic function.
I
there.
guarantee you.
Yeah. Is that what happened to you?
Because did you not get agitated today when you got in your car for the first time? And
A
it was
little bit,
burning up.
a little bit. Well, when I first got in my car this morning, it was cold. It was
Well, I
freezing
mean,
cold.
last
Sorry.
time.
He sunk that.
Like, 'cause it's really heated up now.
But at the same time, you know, one of the times I got really upset with Maze, something had happened over at the middle school, and we got in the car, and he knew he messed up, and he knew something was coming, and we drove around. We went all the way around Greensport Road 3 times. Didn't say a word. Didn't say a word to him. He got out of the car and he went to his room, and I didn't do anything to him. He knew. Like, he didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. We just drove around Greensport Road all the way around 3 times. And we walked in. He went to bed. And I went to try to decompress some more.
Was it the drive was just so you could relieve your
The
anxiety?
drive was so, because I knew that it was going to get bad if I went straight home.
And you left him in the car instead of dropping him off first.
Right.
Just so you'd have the option to beat
No,
him.
he was with me.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
instead of dropping him off and then going driving
Sure.
and trying, you kept him with you in case you got to the point where I'm just going to destroy him right quick.
Well, like if I
Keep him close.
needed to say something to him, but I knew that, like, you know, I'm all for discipline. I'm not for abuse, and there is a fine line.
I didn't mean destroy it. Verbally
Well, right,
destroy
but I'm just talking about, like, there's
or the good old throat chop from the driver's side.
But at the same time, it's like if I found, you know, the words that I needed to say instead of like physical actions, I wanted them to be there.
Yeah,
But
naturally.
yeah, you
Good
know,
father.
It was one of those deals of, you know, I've heard the stories of I was so mad that I didn't know to stop. I couldn't stop. I was so mad I couldn't stop, and I didn't want to be that mad.
Yeah, you gotta cool.
And I
those
almost
jets.
was up there that night because
Cool your jets, Ace.
He just, I don't know. Like you said, just kids get to a point where it's like, hey, let me test Dad, or, you know, Dad made me do something I didn't want to do, and I'm gonna make a scene about it so I don't ever have to do it again. Well, mess around, find out.
Cool your jets, Ace. That's for
Yeah.
that's for Naomi. She used to crack up and die laughing when I would tell her, "Cool your jets, Ace." I just had to throw that in there. Go ahead.
I don't think kids, especially adolescents, they don't have the ability to perceive a situation from somebody else's perspective. So
No, absolutely not.
they're only thinking about themselves. Like he was only thinking about himself.
they got to
Yeah.
be brought back to
Throughout
reality.
that whole story.
Right.
You know, like I'm not saying they don't have empathy. They do have empathy, but it's like
It's
they're
not in the
so
moment. It's not in the moment. It's like they don't
they're
know. Oh, well, maybe I messed up.
Well, they're so developmentally like jaded. They're not, like. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say it, even though it's not true. We're all, for the most part, fine-tuned in how emotionally aware and mentally aware we are of certain things and other people and what other people are going through and how they're handling the situation. And he just wasn't in that moment. He wasn't aware of himself, and he wasn't aware of you and what he was saying and what he was doing. But he's got to be.
Yeah.
And you reinforce the fact
Sure.
that, okay, you're getting older. You got to be aware of how stupid you're being.
Right.
And you got to learn it one way or the other.
Well, and
That's the bottom line.
And because Stone Cold said so. There was another time when we were in youth basketball over at the middle school, and I'm helping Brandon coach, and he calls a timeout, and I'm like, Mays, you got to go do this. And he looked at me square in the eye and said, I wish you'd shut up.
Oh, Jim Dandy.
I don't know if I know this one.
He was smaller than I am now, or than he is now. But like I grabbed him up about the same way, and walked him out to the middle of the court, and I said, "You look around, because this will be the last time you see these people. If you ever tell me to shut up again," I said, "because it will be over." And I said, I said, "We're going to have a talk about this afterwards, but you're in the middle of a game." And I said, "I'm not embarrassed. I'm not near as embarrassed right now as you are."
Your lack of embarrassment really inspires me. It does. Think about it. Think about all the times this man has just been like, you know what? Oh, well.
Yeah, well,
It's inspiring.
thank you.
You're giving him the affirmation that he craves right now.
That's my boy.
That's my boy, Blue.
My boy, Blue. My boy.
Have you already got a brick in here from the stage?
Yes.
Nice.
Right there.
Nice. I like it. Renovations
I'd
going
like to
on
procure
here
a
at Ashland
brick.
High School. There's plenty in there.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
there
procure.
There's
I'm going to get one for Dad, too.
Okay. Do
Hey, Matthew.
I've got a story from the son's perspective.
Okay.
From the son's perspective. Except, well,
Like,
it
your
wasn't
dad,
really me.
your dad got into it, or like you've talked to Maze about this specific?
No,
topic? Okay.
it was between it wasn't really between myself and my father. It was between my brother and my father. And I just happened to be an accomplice, but not the main perpetrator. So I caught a little bit, but I didn't catch the main vortex.
Sure.
Vortex.
And actually, fun fact, it involved a vehicle. It involved a crashing of a vehicle into another vehicle. That was my pants. I didn't fart. So, yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, well, you gave me the look of like, oh, did you just
Oh, no.
flashlight on air?
I was just looking at you like that just because.
Sorry.
That's
Anyway.
just.
I always look at you like you just farted.
So, long stories. Yeah, you do. Long story short, Reagan was probably like 8. I was probably 10 or 11.
Oh, this has to do with a vehicle?
Yeah. Reagan was driving a golf cart. I was sitting there with him. Dad's a 94 F-150 that I ended up driving in high school. It's parked in the driveway. Excuse me.
Easy there, buddy.
And
Doritos,
Reagan-
not a sponsor.
no, not a sponsor. Reagan is driving the golf. But I mean, pretty wild. Reagan was always much more the risk taker than I was, and ironically now I would say that that's kind of flipped. In our youth, Reagan was not scared of much. I don't know if that was because of ignorance or what. No offense, Reagan.
'Tis bliss.
It is bliss, but now I would say it's kind of flipped. Anyway, so he decides he wants to take the entrance to the driveway at a certain angle on the golf cart. Well, as he does so, the truck is parked a mere 20 yards away, and as he takes the angle, the transition from gravel to concrete jerks the front two wheels in a certain way that sends us at a rate of incredible high speed into the back end and tailgate and bumper of my dad's truck that he still drove to work at the time.
Yikes.
Okay, so this what year was this? This is
Reagan was 8, so this would have been 2006,
okay.
2007.
Okay.
And you were.
I'd have been 11. No, I'd have been 10, going on 11. Anyway, and so
Oh, and how was Reagan?
8.
You're older than Reagan?
By 2 years.
Dude, even I knew that.
I must have had a brain fart. I have been gone for a long time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just had a brain fart, I guess. I don't know.
We've been friends for 7 years, and you thought
I
I
was
was
about
the
to
younger
say,
brother.
you spent a whole lot more time with him than I have. And I knew
Friends.
his brother was younger than him.
He knew it too.
Friends. I guess because... Sorry, Reagan. I guess it's because Reagan looks older than you now because he's thinning.
He looks
and I guess
significantly
that,
older than
and I
me.
guess that's why I just...
I mean, Nick's a distant cousin of mine. That has no bearing in me knowing that his brother's younger than him.
We are distant cousins, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah. So he and Dad's outside pressure washing or doing something, sees the whole thing. Boom! And Dad just comes over there and just grabs Reagan out of the... Doesn't say anything. Grabs Reagan out of the golf cart, and Reagan's just looking and grabs him and just slings him out of the golf cart. And just verbal assault. Like just, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Just...
Well, it probably scared him more than anything else because
Yeah.
you don't know what happens. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you say that, and here's from a completely different
And
standpoint.
I got it too for letting him drive.
I was
the way.
about to say,
that was
where was Big Bro at?
yeah. I got it. What the hell are you? Or the heck? Are you? Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Clint.
So whenever I was 8, I had a go-kart wreck. My cousin was driving. We hit a washout. He loses control, and we hit a parked vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And like I could only imagine, you know, now being a dad myself, like what my dad went through because I had a cousin that's in the vicinity. He's like takes off running, like he can't like fathom what's going on. He's like, something happened and they need help. Like just, they didn't know what was going on, so they take off running. They see us, you know, wedged up underneath this truck. Like, you know, you it's almost like you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. Because like Dad never hesitated. Like he pulled us out, got us in the car, took us to the hospital. But like, you know, you look at that from another standpoint. Like you and your brother, y'all all of a sudden hit the car. Like he's running around like, oh my God, are y'all okay? Now I'm gonna okay, you're okay. So now I can like lay into you. Mm-hmm. So you know, I can only imagine from.
I mean, there were I've got numerous examples of it being much more intense than that, but that's the only one that I can tell on air where it's like, okay, both of us got it, and
we've already dropped a HE double hockey stick, so it's worse than that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was worse than that in that story that I cut out.
Well,
you know,
I got you.
but you know, it's just
We all have times
It's-
in life where
it's-
we just, you know, you lose it, man.
sometimes, but here's the thing. In nature, okay, why would it be coded into us for our emotions to react that way in that situation? Because I think it's imperative for us to reinforce to the kid, hey, this is something you shouldn't do again. So this is the reaction that you're gonna get. That's gonna hopefully reinforce that you shouldn't do
It's
this
the life
again.
cycle, man.
You know?
It's the life cycle. Everybody, you know, it's just like birds training their young how to fly, or you know, it's just, and then the next one does it, the next one does it. So
Well, it's like when a kid puts his finger in a socket, like
Great example.
like
Yeah.
mom's gonna go there. No, don't do that. And Dad's gonna go, you'll only do it once.
Yep.
Go for it.
Hey, I
And
got
then
a
like,
great.
wham! Yeah, knocked your butt
hey,
about
but you
10
know
feet.
the
didn't
most
it?
beautiful part
Learned
about
that
it all.
changing spark plugs.
Yeah.
The most beautiful part about it all, isn't it all these emotionally driven responses are just, they start from a basis of love.
Absolutely.
You know,
I love
'cause
you enough to let you get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I love
that
you
you-
enough
so
to
that
jerk
you'll
you up by the
learn.
collar,
you'll
put you
learn.
up against the fence, and don't you ever talk back to me like that again. Hell yeah.
I will end you. I will end. Oh, this hand. I will end you right here.
Get to that field house, you skinny punk.
Yeah.
Lady.
So
Not the tea. Not the tea.
So, broken handle. Rowing machine.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that. How do you know?
You told me yesterday.
We just had a
You
connection.
told me this story
A mental
yesterday.
connection.
You don't remember telling me this story yesterday?
know?
Yeah, my
I didn't
kids
know
just
about
broke.
that.
They broke my handle on my rowing machine, but they won't ever get on it again. I tore into them like
He
that.
put $2 worth of quarters. No, wait, never mind. I shouldn't say that. I'm not gonna write
Into
you
a
out.
sock.
Yeah, that's right. You said I
That was my favorite rowing machine.
put $2 worth of quarters in my cuss box.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that. Yeah.
It's a quarter a word, by the way.
Whew, wow. RTR. So we're obviously talking about this, and I walked in late. So you've got a story. Like, is it?
I don't know if he wants to tell
Is
it,
it
though.
too fresh, or is
I don't
this
know
an
if he
off
wants to
air?
tell
This happened yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he wants
Can
to
you?
tell it.
All right, you know what? For the sake of, I don't know, the show. I'll say it. But well, anyway, so yesterday, my son, by the time this episode comes out, he'll be 18.
Okay.
So
So he's going to be 18 in like a week or something like that?
a couple weeks, yeah. But anyway, so he was going to another prom yesterday with his old, like a girl from his old school had invited him to go. And so, you know, he'd gotten ready. We were going to drive down to mom and dad's down at the river to go take some pictures. So we're on our way, and I'm like, hey, let's stop into the gas station to fill that tank up before you go. And I was driving my car.
The creek?
Yeah, the creek, Shoal Creek.
Shout
Y'all
out.
go down there.
Support small business.
Support.
Everybody in Germany, fly over here, go to Shoal Creek, Alabama,
And go to
to
the
a
store.
gas station and support it.
Not in Birmingham, Shoal Creek
No.
Valley.
Shoal Creek Valley in Asheville.
Go to the Creek store just down the road from the store.
By the way, shout out to, we do have a bunch of UK listeners. For some reason, that we have an uptick in our UK and Irish listener population. Shout out to that.
Grab you a tea and some tea and a biscuit and sit down. That's not even good, was it?
That was tough.
That was rough.
That was rough.
That was bad.
That was bad.
Okay, let me,
yeah, go ahead.
I want to say didgeridoo, but I'd have to.
Didgeridoo, didgeridoo. That's Australian. What?
Yeah, it's Australian.
Go
Yeah.
and check out our
Yeah,
TikTok.
it's on our
You'll get
TikTok.
the
We
reference.
would be terrible actors. But anyway, so,
The three of you would.
yeah. Oh, okay. Mr. Clark Gable over here, everybody.
I hope you spit that up.
You put the gay in Gable.
There it goes.
Ah.
I've missed slapping high fives with you, Mark Sanders.
I know.
That was great.
I'm sorry.
That was fun.
I had to make like a split decision whether I was going to say that or not, but I went with it, man.
Woo, we might be canceled, but that's okay.
It just means you're happy. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that was your intent behind that.
yeah, absolutely.
It was with the Flintstones.
I mean, every time I see you, you're smiling at me.
And you're looking at me like you just
Like
think I
you-
farted.
yeah.
What's that smell? God, Dick.
All right, anyway, so we pull up the gas station. You know, me and Heather pull up first, and we're waiting on him. He was behind us. So he pulls up next to us, and he stopped. You know, we're on one side of the pump. He's on the other side of the pump. And he stops, and I'm like about to get out and, you know, go get this gas going. And next thing I know, I just watch him. And he starts pulling forward and turning left. And the little horseshoe-shaped metal thing that guards the gas pumps,
Yeah.
he just takes it from about halfway down the driver's door all the way to the back wheel.
Oh.
And I'm just listening to and I'm just like, stop! What are you doing? And I'm in the car, you know, and he's looking back, and I'm just like, what are you doing? You know, and I'm freaking out. Well, anyway, so I said some choice things, you know, to myself, you know, about the situation. My wife was very upset with me about it, as she should have been, but I don't know, I just lost it in the moment. It's kind of like that, you know, like
Yeah.
you saw red.
Yeah.
I was the same way, but I was different. Like I just kind of stayed in the car
Sure.
for at least a minute,
Right.
and he got out, and I just looked at him, just with that fatherly look that you just screwed everything
Utter
up, pal.
disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get out, and I don't know if I said anything to him. I just stared at him. I just
Yeah.
leaned against the car and just stared at him. I didn't even say anything.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now, that when that happens as a son, that is one of the most horrific.
That's almost as bad,
Like-
if not maybe a little bit worse than getting.
To me, it's worse.
Yeah.
Just the stare of just like utter disappointment
Yeah.
and disdain.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad about what you did to your kid.
No.
That is what it
It's-
is like.
I don't. I mean,
So
but before it was over, Heather's like, "You need to go over there and love on your son before he leaves. He's really upset."
Yeah.
So I did. You know, I told him everything's gonna be all right. So don't worry about it, man. Enjoy.
Still
it.
disappointed in yourself,
Still,
I guess.
I was disappointed in
That'll
myself.
last for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I
was
mean, but
disappointed
here's
in-
the thing,
But
too.
I wasn't out in the parking lot like screaming going crazy,
Stomping
cussing,
on your
you know.
hat.
Yeah, you know, I'll just. But you know,
You
man,
didn't throw
Heather
things.
got upset with me because I maybe I did get out. You know what? That's the blacking out part, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I
Exactly.
got out and did.
Exactly.
Honestly, I just remember before it was all over me, just leaning against my car and just staring.
But see, there's a point, because I've experienced this at times when it's like something that would have been bad, like you would have looked at it and been like, man, if my kid does that, I'm gonna beat his tail.
Yeah.
10 years ago. If it happens now, you're like, come on, you know better than that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go fix it, or you pay to have it fixed, or whatever it is.
You make them fix it.
I'm good.
Right.
Everything's going pretty good for me right now.
Yeah, good job, bud.
Did you mess your wheels up?
No, I didn't
The
mess
wheel,
with
'cause I know a good wheel man. If you need
No,
them wheels,
wheels are good.
I just got my wheels.
Just the
fixed on my
fender
car.
flare on the back popped immediately off, so I picked it up off the ground, threw it in the back of the car. And
He did drive that car
what car
too.
was it?
Yeah, he
went ahead and
drove it.
drove it.
He went ahead and drove it. The part of the panel on the side was hanging down about 4 inches, and so I got under there and we went on down to mom and dad's, and dad had some white duct tape in his basement, so I just kind of
Just
put
NASCAR
me a
it, baby.
couple of streaks on the side and kept it up, and then I had to rip another part off that was getting hung when he opened the door and threw it in the back too. So
I used athletic tape one time to tape up my Escort.
I bet you did.
You did.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I bet that thing
Please
saw a few
tell
rolls
us.
on it.
No, I had athletic tape in there because when I was coaching, had in there the bottom, like the gravel pan, just broke in half on it. It was dragging the ground. I had to pull over to the
There you
store.
go.
I
to
taped it up.
wrap it up.
I put it together with athletic tape, then run a piece up
Yeah,
to the grill and
to
taped it
hold
on the grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
It lasted a long time. That athletic tape's pretty
It's
tough.
good stuff.
It is. It lasted for about 2 years.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good for ankles, good for
As
gravel.
long as it don't dry
Gravel.
right, it's good.
Yeah.
Hey, were those on your old Escort? Remember when you put those little trumpet-looking things on the front?
Yeah.
What was that?
Deer
Deer
warning
horns.
devices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just
They'd
makes
whistle.
a high-pitched noise?
Yeah, something
They'd
they
whistle.
says they can hear it.
That's what
you
I
know.
thought it was, and I remember you telling us, back
Yeah.
20-plus years ago.
I
But,
still hit deer.
about
you
25
still hit
years
deer.
ago.
Yeah, I hit one after I put those deer warning devices on there. I hit one bad one night
Yeah,
when I
that's
was
what it
practice.
was, why I thought it was so funny.
It peeled the whole side of my car back.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was the deer would usually just jump across the road. You never see it. Well, you had these big whistles, and all of a sudden, it's like, what in the world is that?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a
stop
car.
and
I should go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come around the curve, that thing.
Just called him straight to him.
Yeah. See, I got in a bad habit because my mom hit a deer whenever I was young. So, like, whenever I started driving, I was like, I'm not going to hit a deer. So I go down the road. If I'd count for like 10 seconds, I'm not seeing a car, I'd start honking the horn. Like, just for no reason. Just start honking the horn. And then I'd go on about a couple more miles, and I'd honk the horn again. And then, like, one day, I noticed that all it's doing is making the deer just look at me. Like, well, look at this idiot honking the horn. I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here eating grass,
Yeah.
and this idiot's honking the horn, disturbing me.
Yeah, they don't run off the
So-
horn.
Go figure.
So, quick story time.
Okay.
David Murphree and I ventured off, as of the recording of this episode, very recently, yesterday, we ventured off to the Birmingham Stallions game in Birmingham, Alabama,
May 13th versus
Showboats.
of the United Football League,
versus
the Memphis Showboats.
Memphis Showboats.
Yep.
You already said that?
Showboaters.
What?
Nothing. Go
The
ahead.
showboating motorboaters.
Yeah, and what was there were a bunch of signs, buck the boats,
Mhm.
and then I think, can I say what you said? You don't want me to say what you said?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Now, I ended up driving down there, your car. I still don't know how that happened.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh.
I drove in my vehicle.
What?
Because I knew I was going to get this reaction because I'm like, I've got a pretty heavy foot. You may want to drive. And then we end up going 70 down like his road, his country road, toward the interstate. Did you do that on purpose, by the way? Did you think that I wouldn't notice?
I just drove
No,
natural,
that's just how he
normal.
drives. I rode with him before.
Okay. All right. But then on the interstate,
He's good.
coming back, I drove. And he's like, hey, I was like, oh, I got it. Don't worry.
I was okay till I got up to 85.
It was faster than that.
Okay.
Oh, when you were driving? Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was faster than that. But anyway, so we got general admission tickets.
The game was so exciting we never sat down.
We never did. We stood the whole time.
Really?
And we stood in the end zone underneath the Jumbotron at Protective Stadium.
How many people were there?
It's a good crowd.
Probably 20,000.
It's the most
Really?
I've ever seen at
Okay,
the
good.
because we've been 3 times. That's the biggest crowd.
But see, they only had half the seating open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they probably could have. opened up about 75% of the seating with as many people as because the half that they had open was pretty packed. Like it was. There might have been an open seat every fourth or fifth person.
Okay, that's good.
But so we stand there watching the game. Great game, first half, competitive, whatever. Halftime, it's like, hey, because he had mentioned he wanted a hat or a shirt, and I kind of wanted to check out the sideline
Newer stuff, yeah.
Because the UFL has an agreement with Under Armour because UFL is owned by Rock. Rock has an Under Armour agreement.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because nobody else has one now.
exactly. So we're like, where's the merch tent? Well, I look across the end zone, across the field from our end zone to the backside of the other end zone. And there, off in the distance, I see what I think, I don't know for certain, but what I think is a souvenir tent.
Oh, I hope it's a porta potty, John.
We proceed. It took us 10, 15 minutes to get to the other side of the stadium because it's so packed.
Okay.
And everybody's walking around, milling around. We walked right by Alex Magoo, who's standing there taking pictures. He was the honorary captain for the game, got his
He's
championship.
still technically with the Packers.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
He's still on the roster. But he was there taking pictures, and I was like, hey, you want to get a picture with Magoo? He's like, and he kind of looked at me like he didn't know who that was, so we just kept walking. And
My gosh, if it's Scooby, though.
yeah. Oh, he's going to get a picture with Scooby.
He should have got that safety last night. I don't know how he didn't make that tackle.
Yeah. Anyway, and so we finally get over there, and it's no joke. It's a tent that's maybe like the size of this. It's smaller than this room.
Yeah, it would be like it's the very last thing that you would go to would be merchandise. I don't know why they didn't put it up out front where it'd be easy.
The tent, there was no.
Yeah.
There was a no joke. A little one of those folding sandwich signs that might have been as tall as this table, and that was the only indication that was a merch tent.
Good merch.
But there were 3 lines of roughly 20 people long each line.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, evidently they didn't want to sell anything. They were doing pretty good business over there, it looked like, with the merchandise. But if they'd put it out where you come in at, it's like it'd done a lot better.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it was last time.
Poor logistics.
And so it was.
Yeah, I need somebody.
Anyway, so by the time we finally get over and realize that we don't want to stand in line, there's 3 minutes left. So then it's like, and I can see.
To the second half started.
Oh.
To the second half of the game, because this was halftime.
Right.
And so I can see the freak out in his eyes of like, oh, we've got to get back to the other side of the stadium. What are you reading? Titles? Yeah. I said we got to get back to the other side of the stadium.
All right.
I'm not going to put the Y in there. But
Which is fitting for other reasons.
yeah. Anyway, so we hawk it back all the way back to the other side of the stadium, and we're going to go stand where we stood. We get back there, it's packed. People have filled in where we were standing. And so I can just see the frustration in his eyes.
Were y'all seats bad or something? Or
our section, we never even went to our section.
Well, we could have pretty much just gone sitting where we wanted to.
Yeah. Because there were enough
After the game started.
Yeah, there were enough open
We just
seats,
never did.
But we never did.
But there was that one spot that y'all really wanted to stand.
Yeah.
It was a great spot in the end zone. Like, we might have been maybe 20 rows up.
Yeah,
from
it's
ground
super
level.
great when it's coming, game's coming at you. Super
yeah.
fantastic.
The only bad angle is when the other team's on the goal line going in on the opposite
end.
And it's just kind of hard to see.
Could you walk up to the other side of the field and stand on the other end zone?
Yeah, but it's way higher
it's
up.
different.
So you're
I've never
you're
been
back,
in there. I
You're
don't know.
removed.
That's a good place to watch a game, though.
It is, yeah.
From the
It's a
end
great
zone.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Great.
You can really. I enjoy doing that. I like doing that. You can really see the offensive line, everything, what they're doing real good.
And that's why I
I
enjoyed. That's like why I kind of wanted to stay in the end
And
zone.
especially, that sack there in the second half when it was right there in front of us, that hit and the fumble and everything.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Woo.
Anyway, so we end up this guy and his kids leave. We end up sliding in, and it's a bar top, and there's no chairs, so we just kind of end up leaning on this bar top and standing there. And we're no joke, we're in between the uprights. 25 rows up, perfect view of the field.
So we can see you on TV? Likely?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I gotta go watch this game now.
And then
Yeah, the field goal, like you can see if it's good or not. Those long field goals. They barely made that one, I think, last night. We could see
no
it
joke,
was
only
good.
by like 6 inches.
Well, what was the final?
33 to
18.
No, I think it's like 38. They won by 10. 38, 28, I think. Somewhere around there.
Stands?
Something like that. You know, they scored that last time, didn't they?
No, they
Oh, they
didn't
didn't?
score.
Oh, so
No,
it
they
started
didn't
like
score.
38-22? Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So
Birmingham.
I'm standing there. He's to my left. I'm to his
Birmingham
right.
win.
Yes, Birmingham.
Okay, all right. There we go.
Yes.
That's all I was on.
And so I start overhearing this conversation. This guy walks up randomly out of nowhere. This guy walks up in this Southern Illinois hat, and he just kind of
What?
yeah, he's wearing
That's
a Southern
random.
Illinois University hat.
Southern Illinois is
And-
like D2, ain't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that generates a
Aren't
conversation
they?
with the two guys that are standing next to him on the other side of him.
Yeah.
That have Birmingham, they've got Birmingham
They're
Stallions
FCS.
gear on and whatnot. And so I overhear this conversation. Did you pay
No,
attention
I don't know
to
what
this
you're talking about.
conversation?
I must be watching the game.
This Southern Illinois guy, it's like, yeah, I'm just here to watch the game. I'm in Birmingham for a couple of days. Another guy's, oh, you here on business? And they're like, no, I took 2 weeks off to go see the country, and to like just experience what the rest of the United States was like. He's like, my wife wants to go see certain things, and I wanted to go see certain things, and we didn't really want to see the same things. So we just agreed we're going to take 2 weeks off and just go do it. And so that's what this guy's doing is he's going and he's on a solo trip for 2 weeks and just going around the country. And he's driving through Alabama because he said he'd never been to Alabama and he wanted to see Alabama. He went through Huntsville, staying in Birmingham. He's going to go to the beach. He's there today. Anyway, and so they start talking about all these different
Did
things.
you tell him about our
and
podcast?
I never talked to the guy.
Oh.
I'm just listening to his conversation with these other two guys.
Well, you should have told him about the podcast. Say, hey, we'll give you a shout out, Mr. Random Southern Illinois guy.
Well, they start talking about the cultural differences between the Midwest and the South.
Yeah, corn's
And
everywhere.
there's one of the dudes from Birmingham. He graduated from Berry High School, which is now Hoover. So he's from Hoover. Grew up in Florence, from Hoover. Anyway, is the most obnoxious, like talking about how great certain things are and how terrible other things, just basically pooping down
the rural.
the rural side of everything. You know, he was a
about the country.
yeah, he was a liquidation banker from Birmingham.
Get out
He had
of here.
just retired, empty nesters, talking about how he had a foreign exchange student from Germany, him and his wife, and they're going, you know, they lived at
for
the
him.
beach for a month, they're going to live in the mountains for a month,
That's awesome.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, and I can tell the guy from Southern Illinois that was listening to this guy drone, and no joke, he wasn't even watching the game. He was droning on and on and on and on and on. And I wanted to turn to the guy and go, not all of us are like this, dude. This guy's a straight up
D-bag.
yes.
That's what I was about to say.
And does not represent the majority of this state because
Right.
he'd been drinking, he just
Full of himself,
yapping away,
obnoxious,
full of himself.
Full of ego.
Talking about, you know, yeah, I was
A
going to
D-bag.
Buffalo, we were liquidating this company, and blah, 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 blah.
But surely that guy
Yosemite
picked up on
next
how
month,
much
blah, 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 blah.
that
And
guy
I'm just
was.
like, and I felt myself getting angry. Like, do y'all ever find yourself in those situations where
Absolutely.
you overhear
Been there.
conversations of people and you just want to go, I want to tell this person how obnoxious and arrogant and just into themselves they sound.
But
right now.
don't most people pick up on that, or are people blind to that?
I think the guy from Southern Illinois kind of was, but that's why I wanted.
But
to
it still
say
makes
to
us look
him-
bad.
Well, that's why I wanted to turn and say to him, "Not all of us like that.
Right.
Please, dude, don't."
Why didn't you?
Because I was with him.
Well, all this must have been going
really
on
bad.
when
He
I
would've
went to
backed you
get a
up.
water. I was really thirsty and I went to get a bottle of water, but it's cashless. I had to use my credit card and I couldn't figure out how to buy it, so I just told the girl.
Man, you had to
keep
go thirsty.
it. Yeah. Well, I swiped it and it didn't work. She tried to swipe it and it didn't work, so I just keep it.
Yeah, I
That's
noticed
what
you
makes
came
me-
back with nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to buy it.
Oh, and then there was this
Cashless.
Chinese family. No joke, they were fresh off the boat. They
Chinese or Asian?
Chinese. Well, same thing. Well, Chinese are Asian. Why would I?
Yeah,
why, would
they
I
are.
why would I say a generic term like Asian if I knew?
Well, I
they were
mean,
Chinese?
you automatically assume their nationality. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I heard him speaking Chinese, so I would assume.
Oh, you
that
know
they were
Mandarin?
Chinese. Yes, a little bit of it.
Oh.
I can tell the difference between Korean, Japanese, and Mandarin.
you can.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was also
By the
glad
pitch
you
of their
were.
voice.
Hey! I mean, he's not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know.
They have different tones and pitches, kind of like Germans.
Mandarin is a tonal language. So like if you say that, like Bao Shi Shi Shima means one thing, Bao Shi Shi Shima means a totally different
Oh.
thing. It's all about, you can say the same thing, but you
konnichiwa.
have to tone it. That's Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
And he's also good to have.
Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
So they like have a drawn out.
Yeah, you could tell. They have their eyes too. That was
Good grief.
I got a story. I cannot
Anyway.
tell it here. I got a story for
So,
y'all.
but they were. I pointed them out to him, and I said, "Look at them! Look at these Chinese tourists or whatever." I assume they were tourists checking out American football. And the kid it was a mom and dad, and then a young. What would you say? He was probably 11, 12 years old, 10 to 12. Anyway, and the kid was really into it because the mom and dad left at one point to go to the concession stand, and he sat there on the steps and was just engrossed in the game the whole time. And I'm thinking to myself, good for them.
Yeah.
Watching a true sport.
I coached a Chinese kid in football.
Really? Oh, did straight from China?
Yeah, when I was at Victory Christian, there was a kid named, I can say his name, no problem.
Is he graduated?
Well,
yeah.
he's
graduated, sure.
he's a communist, so I don't care.
I'll give his family's business a shout out.
Yeah.
Joe Wong, his parents run the Jade East Buffet over in Pell City.
Oh, he's not from China.
No, but he is 100%.
His parents are from China.
Pretty sure he was Chinese.
His parent. What's his last name?
Wong.
Gotta be.
Yeah, I heard the chicken wings were great over there.
But hey, let me tell you about him though. Now, this kid, like when I first met him,
they're Christian.
He was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're different, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Joe, man,
it's smiling at me.
It took him a while to kind of get his feet up under him, you know.
Yeah.
A little wonky. You know, some kids are, you know. You got to teach them how to be good athletes. Well, he worked really hard, and like I remember him, he was really nervous and timid about getting hit because we wanted to give him the football. He was pretty quick. He's a fast kid. And then finally we got to this junior high game versus I think maybe Vincent, and it was towards the end of the year, and he finally took that rock.
He figured it out.
And, man, he went up the side. No, he intercepted a ball. We had him on defense. He intercepted a ball and started running down their sideline. And this dude comes out of nowhere. Boom! Lays the wood. And I'm talking about he flies through the air and goes up against the fence. We had it videoed. And coaches, we went back and watched that over and over. And we were laughing so hard. That was good stuff. But anyway, yeah, I coached one. Hard worker. Hey, this kid played basketball, and
You're making it sound like we don't see Asian people on a normal basis.
Do you?
Yes. Yes, I do. Well, I have multiple Asian students.
That's awesome.
I've
had many. I've had many.
Okay.
But anyway, this joker, he had this basketball training manual. This kid was such a hard worker. He carried it around with him all the time and studied that training manual. It had full of all these drills and stuff, and it was thick. I'm talking about really thick. And he showed it to me one day, and I was like, man, Joe, do you do these every day? He's like, yes, sir. I want to become good. I was like, okay, all right, good. I was like, good. You keep doing this, and I go in the gym and watch him. He'd been there doing it all by himself, and ended up being a really good basketball player. Hard work pays off.
What's he doing now?
I do not know.
What's his name?
Joe
Wong.
Mm-hmm.
J-O.
E.
Oh, okay.
Like my Uncle Joe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Joe Wong. Joe Wong, if you're listening to this, shout out to you, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Seriously,
I always respected your hard work, pal.
Yeah.
Go ahead with it.
Nope.
Just spit it out. Hey, what were you going to say?
Couch change.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was really interesting. Another thing, we ate at that Mexican joint. What do you think about that?
It was good. It's a good experience.
What
Good
was it
food.
called?
And the Stallions, it's good. It's good product.
Cantina.
Good product.
The
Yeah.
Cantina.
La Cantina?
Yeah.
The Cantina. It was right across the road from the stadium.
You would make just fine. A good product.
For those of you who don't habla español, La Cantina stands for the Cantina.
Stallions pretty good.
Chris Farley.
Yeah, they are.
Except
Yeah,
he
they
doesn't
are.
say lock in.
I'm impressed with their front, offensive line, defensive
dominate
front.
all night.
Defensive front look pretty good too.
Well, Nick and I were talking about it the other day that this might be the perfect level of football for Skip Holtz.
He and I had that conversation yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because you don't have all the rigmarole that is college football now, with the NIL and all that. But it's
Right. Yeah.
It's not prima donnas,
Right.
like you get with the NFL. Like you got some guys that are there.
They're having to work, and they're not
having to
making that
work,
much money.
and they're not making that much money, and they're having, if they want to realize their dreams and make it to the league, they got to work.
They're putting in
hard
a lot
here.
of work.
They
Yeah.
get after it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good football to watch.
That old Case Cookus, He's feeling it today, man.
He got the crap knocked out of him.
Yeah, multiple times.
Who was that, number 95 for us? Was it 95 or 98? That joker laid the wood on him.
I'm glad that this has
really
lasted for multiple seasons. Now I know they just combined with the XFL and they're doing the thing, whatever. But like, I'm glad that it's starting to kind of get some traction.
It's good. I like
first
it, man.
Weekend, opening weekend this weekend.
This was
in Birmingham.
First home game.
I'm not talking about just for Birmingham. I'm talking about XFL and USFL.
Weekend.
Yeah, third.
Well, last night was perfect, man. It was perfect.
No, great weather. Perfect. Great kickoff. Great stadium experience.
I got to watch some of it.
They've got another home game next weekend.
Think so.
Yeah, it's throwback night.
I think the next time we thought we could go would be like May 18th, I think.
Yeah.
Throwback night?
It's throwback night.
Is May 18th the one with the Battle Hawks?
No, that's Houston, I think, the Roughnecks, I believe.
Yeah, that
St. Louis game. Yeah, you see McCarron. Yeah,
that's gonna be good.
What does that mean? Throwback night. What's going on? What does that mean?
They're throwing it back to the first Stallions franchise.
What are they gonna do?
Jerseys.
They're gonna sell like jerseys, and people are encouraged to wear. I think if you wear like a throwback shirt of some kind with a throwback logo on it, you get in half price.
Give you a
Skip
Holtz bobblehead.
Skip Holtz bobblehead night.
Well, we were talking last night too. You said this is the first
I don't know if that's true. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That'd
that's
be
true,
good.
but yeah.
We're gonna miss it.
Yeah, we are.
Or I'm gonna miss it. You don't have to miss it, I don't guess.
Well, you don't have to miss it either.
I have a kid. I have to.
So
miss
do I.
it.
I have 6 of them.
You know what causes that? Anyway,
a lack of condoms. Recommendations.
Oh gosh.
Recommendations.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Nintendo Switch. It's my new obsession right now. It's just
Donkey Kong Tropical.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Tropical Freeze.
It's just like the old school Super Nintendo ones, just better graphics, much harder. Much harder.
Birria tacos. Highly recommend. Like I can't.
The old dipskis.
I can't get enough of the birria tacos at my local Mexican joint.
Right down here.
So good.
What
those corn tortillas with the cheese and then the barbacoa?
Is it like a
not barbacoa? But
is that what it's called? The dip?
No, that's just what the that's
is that like
the drippage,
the meat drippage?
Yeah.
Ooh,
that
sounds good.
And then it comes with cowboy beans.
Oh man.
Cooked in our local.
So they went straight
in
Western Mexican cuisine right there.
And they're cooked in fatback, and you get a little bit of fatback in the beans too. A little bean bowl you get. Oh, dude, it's so good.
That sounds phenomenal.
That's so good. I don't get the onions on mine. I get mine with the cilantro, but I remove some of the cilantro because they put a little too much for me. But I still like that taste. And then that your nice fresh cut lime. Put the lime on there after you take a little bit of the cilantro off. Oh, it's good, man. And then you dip it in your birria. It's birria. It's so good, so good. That's my recommendation.
How often do you eat out?
A week?
Well, yeah, just like if you had to go average, like how often?
4 days a week.
Yeah.
4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like multiple meals or just one meal?
One meal.
I mean, you look like a one mealer. But
Yeah, one meal. Yeah.
Right.
Usually for lunch I'll have like tuna and yogurt, and then for supper it will be
now
if
ask
I'm
him
on the go.
Now ask him where the other 3 days where does he eat at?
Yeah, ask me.
Where do you eat?
His house.
That's where all those Clint's Kitchen episodes come
Yeah.
from.
Well, Carrie actually got mad at you. She said, "I don't know if Nick's coming or not." I said, "Carrie, I don't know if Nick's coming or not." He just shows
He's
up,
the guy that just shows up.
which is great.
And you got to make extra for just in case.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
got to put
She's
up.
like, I don't know
if
how
you
much to
don't
make
come.
because I don't know if Nick's coming. So I don't know if he's coming either. Just make it and you can take it for leftovers.
Well, there's
it's not
an
a big
easy
deal.
way to find out.
Call.
Or text.
If you're going to his house, you have to let him know.
Yeah, that's usually how.
But
you don't want to ruin the surprise. You like the surprise.
I don't go to expect to eat though.
Right.
So why would I text?
But you also enjoy the surprise.
Of what?
Showing up.
Like, hey, everybody, I'm here.
Oh, that's why I do it. Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Because I walk in and they're like, oh, you're here.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, he's back, y'all. Hide the whiskey.
Put on a bra.
Yeah.
For me.
Have you said your recommendation yet?
No.
Go ahead.
Hey, can I mention a date of something? I know this won't have long-term benefits to our show, but
Okay.
a date for something coming up for our church. I was going to recommend anybody out here. You have plenty of time to plan for this if you listen. July 8th through the 12th, we're having Vacation Bible School at Greensport Baptist in Shoal Creek Valley. That's a recommendation.
To all of our German listeners, fly
on over.
Get a true taste of the Southern experience by going to
Hey,
Vacation Bible School.
Come on down to Shoal Creek Valley.
Kool-Aid
It's
and
beautiful.
cookies.
That would be true Southern experience.
Yeah, it
really,
would.
seriously, if like tourists came to go to Vacation Bible School in the United, that would
in
honestly
Alabama.
be,
In Alabama. Because it's Kool-Aid and cookies. It's always Kool-Aid and cookies.
Is that your tagline, or are you being like?
No, it's like.
Everybody loves Kool-Aid and cookies.
Yeah, but who doesn't like?
But
Kool-Aid
like that's
cookies?
how that was always the thing. Like, hey, if you offer them Kool-Aid and cookies, the kids will come because they all love Kool-Aid and cookies.
Yeah.
And then just spread the gospel.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Kool-Aid
love
and
Kool-Aid
cookies.
and cookies. But
Hey, you
I
said
actually,
8th
I actually
through
just
12th?
started.
Yes.
Yeah, July 8th through 12th. Monday through Friday. It's going to start around 6 p.m. every night. 6 p.m. Maybe it goes to about 9.
Okay.
Hey,
But
here's
there's a
something
lot-
that kinda
lot
grinds
going
my
on.
gears. Why have a lot of the churches gone away from the nighttime vacation Bible?
No, we are. We're about 6 to 9. Yeah.
Right.
But most people do it during the day,
Yeah,
like
most
early
people
on.
do it during the day.
Yeah, ours is during the day.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
No, we're
Ours will be
going
during the
old
day.
school and committing.
like I understand. Like, okay, the kids.
We've
are already
always
home.
been during the day.
Really?
We've never done a night ever.
My church has always been during the day for as long as I remember.
I thought traditionally it was a daytime thing.
We used to do it in the evening.
Ours
So you've
always in the
always
evening.
done it in the
Couple
evening?
hours in
When
the
I was a kid, we
evenings,
did
yeah.
in the evening, yeah.
The young kids would do some finger paint stuff. The older kids would do like some art
Yeah, it
and
was
craft
like-
stuff.
it was-
Well, I guess that's so parents that work could help at night, I guess, is the main reason.
Ours
Possibly.
is like
Yeah, more than
7
likely.
to 12.
Yeah, ours is 9 to 12.
Yeah, we have a lot of
11:30.
people running it. It's a really good vacation Bible school. Miss Teresa Sanders, Scott's
does a good
Teresa,
job, yeah.
does a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And like everybody helping, like the whole church pitches in, you know, and like it's a
Yeah,
lot
Cool
going on.
Springs having one during the day.
And we have a
I don't
new
know the dates of ours. When, John?
July 8th to 12th. But we have a new
Okay.
addition on the back of our church. It's big and it's got a lot of classrooms and like the youth group that I lead is upstairs and we have a big old room up there, ping pong table.
We should show up and just do an episode one night.
We should.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
A live episode.
But my other recommendation, Anchor Soundcore Live P3s is my little earbuds that I have, and man, they got some good noise cancellation. They pack a good punch on their sound.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Not
not
super
expensive.
expensive.
Not expensive at all.
Yeah.
Probably get away with half a bill getting some.
Oh wow, that is
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, maybe 70.
Still,
You find a
that's
good deal.
Still,
Like
that's
Amazon
good, yeah.
normally runs good deals on there though, but
Yeah.
hey.
I just realized there's a Stallions hat right over there.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, from last year.
Oh yeah. How about that?
You see it right there?
You bought that last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
a 2-year-old hat because that's when we went to Legion Field.
Y'all
2
are top
years
dog
ago.
fans.
That wasn't 2 years ago.
That was
That
2
last
years ago.
Yeah.
No, we didn't go. I didn't go last year.
You went? We went to Legion Field 2 years
It
ago.
was 2 years ago.
We saw the Bandits play. Now, last year I went
It was the
Was
with
that
me and
2
my
years
wife
ago?
and
That was
kids,
2
yeah,
years ago.
to see the Breakers.
That was 2 years ago.
How about that, buddy?
Yeah, this is the third year. We've only been once.
How about this? You have a younger brother too. Who knew?
Ah,
I'm blowing minds today. What's your recommendation?
Or to Mark's company, never mind.
I still. Oh, there it is. Yeah, mine is. I gave that podcast that Josh Seawright was telling me about. I said it was American Conspiracy, but it's not. It's American Scandal. I think we got that straightened out on the last episode.
Yeah, that was good.
But it's American Scandal. But my recommendation is a movie called The Little Things. It's on Netflix.
What's it about?
About a serial killer.
American Scandal. Yeah, I think American Scandal is the same. Is done. Yeah, it's done by the same people that does Real Dictators. Or is it Real Dictators or
No, that's what you.
American Scandal? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's good.
Noiser? That.
It's got like
No, this is
50
Wondery.
seasons.
Oh.
It's good. It's good.
I listened to another one of the Wondery's podcasts.
Well, I listened to that.
Smallest.
I listened to that one about the Oklahoma City bombing. But it's just, it's way to the liberal side. Of
Hey,
course,
are you still flaky?
As in peeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I'm just curious.
Can't you tell? Like you should see my legs.
hey, speaking of like how hard can you blow, like the distance. Have you ever tried to scoot back and blow a flame out on a candle from a certain distance? Like how hard can you blow?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know what that distance is, but nice. Because, I mean, you got to think, like, that's all lung capacity and whatnot.
I wonder who holds the world
there's a lot of
record
technique
for
to it.
longest
blow.
blow
of a candle.
flame out. Yes. There's got to be a record out there.
Well, I mean, you got to think about like the cherry pit too. Like, 'cause, I mean, that's all like you put all the force behind
Who
it.
can blow the hardest?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to guesstimate.
We need to have an episode dedicated to like just looking at the wildest world records.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That would be a good episode.
That would be.
Did you give a recommendation?
Yes.
Did you give?
Yes.
What was yours?
Brie tacos.
Birria tacos.
Birria.
Technically,
Did I eat one of those last
the
night?
proper pronunciation.
Is it birria?
Yeah.
Birria.
Birria.
I'm gonna
Birria.
break this glass
Birria.
bottle over your head, Nick.
Hey, why didn't you recommend that? I thought
Yeah.
you were bringing that in for that. You've been
Jarritos.
drinking this
I think he's done that.
delicious
Hold on.
looking Jarritos.
Yeah, I have.
I think
have
he's done
recommended
this.
it. Yeah,
It's
Jarritos.
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 Only the
recommend
strawberry though.
140 calories.
No, I mean I like the mandarin too,
What
and
sugar's
the
in
pineapple.
We already know you
That
like the
thing's loaded
mandarin.
down. 35 grams of sugar. Yikes. Oh, additional sugars. 70% of your daily value. Wow.
Yeah.
Yowza.
Speaking
Now
of,
compare that to a Coke.
hey, I started a new diet this week.
Really? By the way, that's natural cane sugar.
Yeah, that's
not
a lot
It
better.
don't. It's still. come on, man.
It's got to be better for
No,
you.
But
it is way better.
it's still
gotta
bad
be
for you.
better. I mean, it's not good.
Oh, it's
but
not good for you.
That's
It's
what I'm
way
just trying.
better
That's
than-
all
but
I'm
it's way
saying.
better than the
Fructose.
processed high
That's all I'm saying.
fructose, whatever cancer
That's all I'm
causing
saying.
bull crap. that
Absolutely, I agree.
The American.
But it's really bad for you at the same time. Oh, I started a new diet, so I just started eating meat.
You like meat?
I like it,
Okay.
but I just started eating
Carnivore
meat.
diet.
Basically.
Yeah.
Which I did mess up. I'll tell y'all that real quick.
You're
So
not like the Liver King guy, are you? Have
No,
you
no
seen
raw
that
meat.
guy? Okay.
No, sir. Absolutely not. Cooked meat. You
Which
know,
that guy's
I
a
like
fraud, by
eggs
the
and
way.
He is. Yeah, he was on
eggs
he was
and
on steroids.
like just ground beef. You know, like I'm gonna cut up like a London broil later and like cube it
Nice.
and put a little gravy. Man, I can't even go gravy. I'm just gonna have to season it. You know, maybe go some air fryer bites or something. But anyway, so
You
this
can't
weekend
you can't just drench it in the sauce.
I was so upset over what Kate did yesterday that when we were at Mom and Dad's doing the pictures and I went in their kitchen, I saw like a bowl sitting on the island and it had some dirt pie in it.
Ooh.
And I'm talking about the dirt pie where somebody took the extra time to make the bottom layer of crusting of the dirt and a big, huge, thick middle layer and another layer on top, and there was no seepage. It was perfect. Somebody did a phenomenal job, and it was on a big silver pan.
Your mother.
No, somebody brought it to her. So I look at it and I'm like, that's one of my most favorite things of all time. Because I remember when Sandra Tuart, when I was a kid, used to make the best dirt pie of all time. And I tore that stuff
I need
up.
to ask Sandra Tuart.
Sandra Tuart, ask her about that dirt pie. It was unreal. But anyway, so yeah, I was so angry about Kay that I got a spoon. I took about 3 or 4 cuts of that thing.
It just tore it up.
I'm so angry.
And that
But
is why
that's all I've done though.
And
I've
that
been
is
really
why-
good.
And
I've been
I'm
really
sure we
good.
can confer with Joe Long with this. That's why you put the big in bigot. All right, don't forget you can subscribe. All right, don't forget you can talk or go home.
Go home.
Good Lord. Hey, I deserve it. I'll take it. I'll take it. That was good.
It's because I love you, bro. It's because I love you, man.